it is there in government, it will get it passed by the government. So no question of not being passed. But if the bill is reverted by the officers of the government, then there may be different conditions. Let that evolve and then will be concluding those. We'll have concluding remark on those. Right? One of the other things that perhaps we were asking some of you, okay? The land acquisition could always be there for the reason of public interest. As yet, the laws are clear. Right? Another issue of big discussion these days is judicial activism. No, that is NJAT. That is NJAT. I'm trying to discuss the things. Achha, I need to remember the time also. Judicial activism. There is a myth about judicial activism. In general, the people are there to understand that the judiciary has activated itself to work. It is doing something extra. As a matter of fact, conclusively the judicial activism is not there at all. Why? As the conditions of rule of law, there is total specific division of functions of different organs of the government. Judiciary is one of them, and has to work on the basis of the assignment of the work, territory decided by the law. It is expected from the executive that it shall perform the task actively, and hence the judiciary was having this approach that executive will and legislature will perform its task actively. For a larger span of time, that could not be done. And one of the responsibility of judiciary is to ensure the constitutional functioning of executive and legislature. So if the executive is not performing properly, then the judiciary, having this responsibility, will ensure the executive to work. And in the course of that, whatsoever moves it takes is considered to be judicial activism, which is not. Because the judiciary is not working anything beyond its periphery of constitution. Right? So we should not take it anything as judicial activism. Some of the cases are there like SIT. But then also, when the executive could not be able to perform the task effectively and could inquire into the matter of coal scam, then the judiciary took it over to ensure that the executive must perform properly, effectively, wherein the public money is there on the state, wherein the public welfare is on the state. So it is the responsibility of the judiciary to ensure that the executive must work for the welfare of the people, which is the responsibility of the executive. So that way we cannot say that the executive has performed anything beyond its periphery. Do you find that? No, it is not. So for that reason, as a matter of fact, practically there is no condition of judicial activism at all. Some of the areas like, now that has been resolved. As the judiciary had taken up this with it to decide who in the coalition system, who shall be the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. But now with the amendment in the Constitution and creation of this commission NJAT, that has been resolved. And the condition of judicial activism is not there. Is that clear? So never get confused for this that there is judicial activism. Judiciary is previously it was passive. Now it has become active. When some organ of the government becomes active, it is not activism. It is performing its duty. Previously it was not. पहले आप नहीं पढ़ते, काम भी नहीं करते. अब IIM का कॉल आ गया है, एडमिशन भी लेंगे, पास भी करेंगे और काम भी करेंगे. का मतलब आपने ज्यादा थोड़ी करेंगे, तो आपको करना ही चाहिए था. पहले आप नहीं करते थे. So now you have not activated yourself. You have started performing your due. Is that clear?
Sir, how does judiciary decide which thing it has to take up and which thing it does not have to take up?
As a matter of fact, the Indian Commission of Judiciary is that it shall deal with only those issues which have specifically been put by somebody to the judiciary. That we say, no, that is the thing I'm saying. That we say that Indian judiciary does not have suo motu cognizance right. Indeed, that is one of the biggest criticism, which is there in American judiciary. So, in ordinary condition, in common condition, Indian judiciary cannot take any move by itself to inquire into any issue and decide the facts, until and unless the issue is put in the court of law. You will be surprised to know that before 1983, P.N. Bhagwati and that PIL, even anybody else than the deceased cannot move the court. Means whosoever is affected, whosoever was affected, was the only person to move the court. And court used to ask, are you deceased? No. Then ask the deceased to come. Thereafter, it was regulated. P.N. Bhagwati is the pioneer for that. And it was considered, it doesn't mean that if the deceased, the affected person does not have the finance, does not have the, say, knowledge, does not have the accessibility to the court, then the injustice has not been done. Does it mean? No. If not, then why other person who is capable of doing so, who can understand this one, can move the court? So even though one is not knowing how to move the court, if injustice has been done, then it is the duty of the judiciary to do justice. Keeping this condition in view, this has been permitted that anybody else now can take the issue of other in the court. And gradually that gave the rise to PIL, public interest litigation. Now here also what confusion prevails among the students is, one is there to file PIL. It does not happen. Case is filed in general as the cases are filed. Now it is the judiciary to decide whether this particular case has got implication over something else, has got implication on the society. If it comes to know that the affected reason or the reason that is affecting larger mass of the society, then it converts the status of ordinary case to PIL. And the difference is that when the case is nominated or adjudged as PIL, then the proceeding happens day by day. Objective is resolve the case as soon as it is possible so that it could benefit the larger mass of the society. Okay? So that is the concept of PIL. Generally people confuse PIL दाखिल कर दूंगा और फिर तुमको देख लूंगा. That does not happen. Now it is the experience of the lawyer that they are capable of interpreting and understanding that if you case this, it will become clear. Right? So that is part of judiciary where we find a lot of things are to be discussed yet.
So what are the ways that we as a society, Indian society, can adopt to expedite the judicial process? Because
first of all, the awareness is there.
Sorry?
Awareness, people's awareness is there. And if the people's awareness is there, then the issues will be automatically reduced. Right?
No, I mean, once a case has been filed, it takes sometimes years, it continues. So
that is a problem that is growing with judiciary. And due to large number of cases, with less number of judges being there, and the other conditions. So it needs to be addressed. Government is thinking for that, but yet we do not have any effective law except recommendations to expedite the system of judiciary. One of the advice, one of the solutions that you could put is computerization in the judiciary. It will be easier to access the things, corruption will be reduced, and the conditions will be more visible, transparency will be more, and thereby the expedition could be there to a certain extent. Right? Now another important thing, we are heading towards election. We are living in a democracy. And there is one advertisement during elections. Are you sleeping? क्या आप सो रहे हैं? नहीं, मैं तो जाग रहा हूँ, तो वोट देने जाओ. टाटा चाय, है ना, याद आपको? What is that? What is the message of that advertisement? The message of that advertisement is that those who are intellects, those who couldn't be able to analyze the quality of the candidates, they are not going to. And those who are voting, they are having less efficiency to exactly analyze all those. So that is a problem. And hence, the representatives we are having, they are not of quality in nature. Right? And then expecting something very good for whole population is not right. Will not happen. Maybe theoretical, practically that is yes. Because the vote base is 22%, 23%. Those who win the election. So one of the limitations that I wish to cite with you in the BRIC system of election is first past post system. First past post system is a system wherein the winning candidate is having largest number of votes and wins the election. Now suppose 1,000 voters are there in one constituency. So 60-70% is the highest voting mark. Automatically we find 300 to 400 people are segregated. Those who do not vote, that comes in nota. Maybe they are in nota or may not be. And out of those 60-70% of vote, whosoever gains 20%, who wins the election, one conclusion we could draw easily. That whosoever has won the election, he does not have the support of at least that, say, 70% remaining. This is the lacuna. And hence the winning candidate does not have the concern for the majority of the people in the constituency. And say, thereby whole country, whole state, whole country. Many political corruptions are there, criminal administration, financial corruption. Lot of mechanisms of corruption are found in the, say, election. I will not go into the details of that. I wish to discuss something as reforms. This is a problem. It has proved fatal for us. We need to have reforms in the election. What could be that?
I have a question. If around 50% of the population of the constituency votes in the none of the above option, and less than 50%.
50% तो बहुत हो गया. At least 25%.
So, for example, if it happens, then will there be a re-election or?
That is the thing I am saying, na? If the nota happens to be 25% women, then the election will be 25% or 30%. Some statistics is there is 25 or 30. If nota is there, then the election will be cancelled.
Sir, in India, the provision in India,
One by one, please.
has that been enacted?
Sir, in India, it hasn't been enacted.
Pardon?
If Nola gets the maximum number of votes, then also it won't stand anywhere. The candidate will be elected. Whosoever gets maximum votes.
Maybe after 2-3 years, they change
It
the.
is a matter of, that is the thing I am saying, na? It is a matter of election reforms, right? That is being conducted gradually. Lot of things are there. One of the things that I will wish to answer. The problem is, may I have this? Okay. One of the biggest problem is that 25% maximum vote allotment effectively. So what we discussed, all of them are related to the network of the government. The other dimension is related to application of those. Because it is not essential, whatsoever we decided to do, we implement those and we get the expected result effectively. What I wanted to convey you is, what we discussed in a nutshell are the mechanisms to task profile. There is requirement to ensure this mechanism to as well as for your call and success in your life. Thank you. What you will do is 2 hours of multilateralism, where you will look at various organizations and how they are impacting Indian situation, and then next thing that you will look at is world affairs. So crisis that is happening, so 1 year of that. So 9 to 1 again, handouts for this session I will mail across to you on whatever email ID you given to us. Handouts for economy session, let me see what I can get. Okay? Okay, thank you, all the best.